bizarre veterinary problem. Philippa Forrester peers into the world's first glass eye for fish.
My love must be a kind of blind love. I can't see anyone but you.
For many people, fish make the perfect pet. All they need is some oxygenated water, some fishy flakes, and somewhere nice to swim around in. Unfortunately, though, just like any other animal, fish get ill. And because our aquatic friends don't have any protective eyelids, most of their injuries and diseases happen to their eyes.
I don't know if it's cloudy.
Once a fish's eye is infected or damaged, it's more than likely that it will eventually pop out or shrink away completely, leaving the fish blind on one side and less valuable to collectors, breeders and aquariums. But now, veterinary surgeons at North Carolina State University, Greg Lubart and Robert Backall, are pioneering an experimental operation to give fish glass eyes, helping them retain their value to both public aquariums as well as to the dedicated fish fancier.
When a private fish owner comes to me with a problem, any kind of problem, I look at that fish as I would look at their pet dog or their pet cat or their pet horse.
And their next patient has just arrived.
This is Bud. She's a 3-year-old Kujaku koi who's flown in all the way from Florida to undergo this experimental operation, which will give her a glass eye.
Bud's left eye has been dislodged and badly injured, either in a fight with a predator or through some careless swimming. So now she's going to be one of the first fish to undergo this new procedure. She was spawned in the USA, home of high-tech pet care. So before the operation, a CT scan builds up a 3D image of Bud's head so the surgeons can avoid injuring her brain.
So Greg, what's happening?
Well, we're getting ready to put a glass eye in Bud, the koi.
Okay.
And we need to get you in some surgical scrubs. So here's a top.
Yep.
And there's some pants.
Right.
And we'll see you in a few minutes.
Glam.
The surgeons have to keep the fish anaesthetised during the operation, so they've developed a portable machine that pumps water and anaesthetic into the fish's mouth and over its gills. The first thing that needs to be done is to remove the old damaged eye and clean out the eye socket. Because the socket is so smooth, some metal threads are passed into the eye socket and out through the mouth and knotted to create a secure foundation for the new eye.
What the?
After choosing the best fitting eye from a selection provided by a taxidermy service, the surgeons fill the socket with a waterproof glue and stick Bud's new glass eye into place. One and a half hours after the operation began, and Bud's in the recovery tank.
Well, there she goes. She's swimming on her own, isn't she?
Yeah, she's still
Just about.
Right, she's still lying on her side like a flounder. But she'll be up soon.
She's a bit shaky, but she'll be all right.
Come on, Bud. It's been a long day for Bud.
After a few minutes, Bud's looking pretty good. And because it's still experimental, this trial operation hasn't cost anything. Once the technique is established, though, the price of a new eye will be around £300. But let's be honest here, is this all for the fish or the fancier?
Putting an eye in, a fake eye in, is basically strictly for people. I don't really believe that it has any benefit for the fish at all. We've speculated that possibly putting the eye in prevents other fish from picking on it, but I believe that most likely the other fish can really tell the difference.
So, as far as fish are concerned, beauty really is in the eye of the beholder.
Now, predicting earthquakes, the latest on BSE, and why some music makes you cry. The answers can all be found at this year's British